Making is all about innovation, forging a path entirely your own in the pursuit of knowledge and coming up with new and unique methods of problem solving that would have once seemed impossible. Our first guest perfectly exemplifies these qualities. As a former Air Force officer and trailblazing astronaut, Colonel Pam Melroy has built a career around her commitment to innovation and passion for exploration. In total, Colonel Melroy has spent 40 days in space, traveling 16 million miles in service of exploration and discovery. To help introduce my dear friend and a true inspiration, let's go over to our kid correspondent.
Thanks, CORI. I'm EVA-JESSY.
And I'm STACY.
We asked our kid community to submit some questions for Colonel Melroy.
I'll get us started. Did you always want to be an astronaut from when you were a kid?
Well, I think the defining moment for me was actually watching the first landing on the moon in 1969. It was certainly within a couple months of that I began to tell everyone that I was going to be an astronaut. It was the second thing you learned about me after my name.
What challenges did you face in your career?
Well, of course, no one's perfect at everything, and I made some decisions about wanting to be an astronaut, but the only astronauts that I knew were military jet test pilots. And when I made that decision, women were not even allowed to fly in the military. But I was very fortunate. The doors opened up in front of me, but it was still really hard work. I had to get a degree. I had to go master being a military pilot, then become a test pilot, and there's a lot of things to learn, and we're not all good at everything all the time. Sometimes you have to work a lot harder at certain parts of it.
What role does creativity play in your work?
Creativity is extremely important across a broad spectrum of reasons. First of all, when you're trying to do something that no one has done before, maybe it's build a rocket ship to go to the moon or to Mars or beyond, you have to have the vision and the inspiration that comes out of creativity. The other thing that I found as an operator is things happen, especially when you're a pilot or an astronaut, things that you don't anticipate or plan for. And sometimes you need to have the creativity to be able to figure out a solution.
What are the qualities of a maker that are relevant in your work?
One of the things that I think is really important about a maker is curiosity. You have to say, how does this work? How am I going to make this work? So you have to really want to understand how something is put together, how it works, what order do you need to do things in. When you stop and think about, for example, my career building the International Space Station, it was a very complicated series of steps. But I think there's another aspect of a maker that's very important. It has to do with the fact that you have the confidence to experiment and to try. You recognize that maybe the first time you make something, it's not perfect, but you learn and then you keep going. And that's a very important quality.
How do you see yourself as a maker, and what does it mean to you?
You can't really feel confident until you've actually tried something. People ask me, well, how did you feel confident that you could do something? Well, I didn't until I tried, and that's what makers do.
Why do you think a maker education is important?
Well, maker education is hugely important. Our world is full of complexity. Machines, even our food, understanding where it comes from. And we've specialized in a way that not everybody actually understands how everything around you works. But if you're educated as a maker, you know you can figure it out. And understanding the world around you is a really important thing.
Can you give me any advice as a kid starting out making?
The only person who can make you quit is yourself. Don't make yourself quit, right? Stick with it. I think in a lot of ways, as I look back at my career, just not quitting, even when I was discouraged, even when something was really hard, and especially when I wasn't sure that I could do it. But I'd rather try and fail than not try at all. And I think that's really important, and you will amaze yourself with what you're able to do.
Colonel Melroy, you're an incredible inspiration for girls and boys everywhere. You prove that you can do what you set your mind to, an experience I've had building my own invention at Kid Museum.
Me too. I hope that one day I can do something as incredible as you, Colonel Melroy.
We're honored to present you with
the Kid Museum Maker Award for Exploration and Discovery.
Oh, thank you. I am so honored. I think maker spaces are fantastic, and I think the next generation of explorers and astronauts are most definitely coming from maker spaces. So I am so thrilled and proud.